speaker to the podium, and we ask that you respect the time of those waiting behind you and yield the podium at the end of your allotted 2 minutes. City Clerk Hazel Washington.
Terrence Snurr. He's from the Northwest District, and he's followed by Romaine Shelley.
Madam President.
Right in the middle.
Green light is on.
Just folks, speak into the mic, because the acoustics are actually great, so don't be afraid to speak right into that microphone. Thank you.
Madam President, you're right that the fundamental problem with college admission is that it is a Marxist policy. Suppose you and I each had 2 sandwiches, one for now and one for later. Yours were turkey, mine were chicken. Right now, you prefer chicken, not prefer turkey. We could swap. Then you might suggest we swap the other 2. I might say, no, I think I'd rather have chicken later. The reason any economy has ever worked is that nothing has an objective value. Only the subjective value that one person puts on one thing at one time. That truth was figured out while Karl Marx was scribbling lies that had turned good intentions into destruction, oppression, and death for the better part of 200 years. The lie at the heart of good cause eviction is the lie at the heart of Marxism, that all property is theft. That lie is based on the age-old falsehood that anything can ever have an objective value. If we are going to alleviate, and eventually eliminate poverty, we will not do it by pursuing policies inspired by intellectually and morally bankrupt dogma. Thank you, and have a good night.
Roman Shelley is from the East District. He's followed by Lori Thomas.
Thank you. My name is Roman Shelley. I reside at 64 Warner Park in the City of Rochester. I speak tonight in support of a grant you'll consider that will help fund new LED lighting fixtures to replace existing fixtures on streetlights across the city. Right now, as older fixtures fail, new LED fixtures are being used. This has provided an opportunity for residents like me to experience the performance of the new fixtures. And I'm here to tell you the results aren't as good as they should be. Even though the new LEDs use less energy, they are brighter than the current fixtures. They throw light further thanks to reflective features built into the fixtures. Standard LED bulbs are also much whiter than the current bulbs. These brighter, whiter lights that throw light further are intruding on residential spaces, and in particular in rooms where residents like me are trying to sleep. The city's website associates the phrase dark skies compliant with the new LED fixtures. It's not hard to see that the newly replaced fixtures are not well enough designed. A city filled with inadequately designed streetlights will surely send more light upwards. All this in addition to the impacts on the natural environment, on wildlife and on plant life. Streetlights are whiter, brighter, and the throw light further won't be helpful to the natural world. Yes, accept the grant, but the implementation plan should include 1, amber-colored LED bulbs. Amber is less disruptive to sleep cycles and more congenial to the natural environment. 2, match levels of LED illumination and throw to the current levels. 3, test the new fixtures to ensure they meet the highest standards of dark sky compliance, individually and in combination. The fixtures should be adaptable to allow for effective shielding when illumination intrudes on interior residential spaces. And lastly, because these lights literally hit every home in our city, it would be wise to engage the community in the conversion process. The goal of replacing the current fixtures with LEDs is laudable and should be pursued. Getting the results our residents deserve should be built into the conversion process. Thank you.
Lori Thomas. Lori is followed by Lori. Lori is from the East District.
I am concerned about a few things on this month's introductory list. Introductory items to reports of the Rochester Housing Stability Fund will receive $194,837.74 to support their programs. These monies were taken from several other budget appropriations. Why is it we have nearly $195,000, just 3 budgeted funds that are available to be used in other areas? The introductory also states that the Housing Trust Fund was established in 2022 with a small pot of funds from the AG's office and enterprise. I think that the actual sum should be related to the community since these are taxpayer dollars being spent. The introductory also states that several programs have already received funding. Who and how much? ARPA dollars are taxpayer dollars. Who received the property improvement dollars? Which agencies mitigated the displacement of what low-income households? It seems that local governments have been playing fast and loose with ARPA funding without recognizing that federal dollars are taxpayer dollars, which is why we Neighbors Unite 585 want a forensic audit of all Monroe County, City of Rochester, and Rochester City School District budgets and programs. In reference to introductory 30, I am familiar with Bloom and have attended their workshops. My question is, why are funds being taken from the Emerging Community Initiatives Fund when AUC funding should be available to support this initiative? Is the Emerging Community Initiatives Fund another line item in the budget that serves as a slush fund? As a community, we must know how our tax dollars are being spent. Our funding has allowed the opportunity for misappropriation, mismanagement, and theft of our tax dollars. It is time we, the taxpayers, do our due diligence to demand forensic accounting of our money. On the Neighbors Unite 585 cards handed out, there is a QR code that links to our petition, calling for that audit, If you agree, please log in and sign.
Lori Carr is followed by Sarah April. Lori from the South District.
Good evening, Council. Happy New Year. Yay. Here we are again in 2025 with the same old problems. I thought we were supposed to start off with some solutions, but we're coming here to complain again about the same stupid things. The mayor's kicking out homeless people again, who, mind you, kept the place clean. They weren't your average homeless people. They were people that are financially strapped by the wonderful comedy, the economy's bad that we had. Now, hopefully, we'll be getting out of it. So why does this mayor care more about suburbanites coming to the Rochester City Christmas holiday specials, but not our own city residents? I really would like to know that. That's crazy. Why is he so worried about that? We see homeless people all the time here, so, it's no big deal, right? So they weren't even in eyesight of the precious suburbanites, but we see how he cares for the city residents. He kicks them to the curb. We also see how the mayor cares for animals, leaving them to fend out the cold, letting careless owners leave them out to freeze and starve. I thought a tethered law was passed. I thought animals could not stay outside past a certain time, an hour. But no, they're out there freezing to death. And animal control, where's animal control? What is their job? I thought you guys were supposed to send them out and rescue these poor dogs, but no, they're not. The owners, it's not a right to, you don't have a right to own an animal and treat it the way you do. This is crazy. I don't understand Rochester. Other places, like Greece, got a new city animal shelter, right? Why can't we? I don't get it. Really don't understand why Rochester's so behind. You guys have the power to do something, but you're not using your power. This mayor doesn't care. He doesn't care about animals, doesn't care about people, but to enrich himself to go up to the higher level. Well, guess what, people? I blame you people. If you keep voting for this guy, you're only the one to blame. You're the ones to blame, voters. Quit voting for him. And any other people that are not doing anything. Thank you.
Sarah April. Jaleel Montakim. Russell Kelly. Jane Ballard. She's from the South District.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. I've been a Rochester City resident since 1975. I'm speaking on behalf of the Elders and Allies to free the people of Rochester. The mission of the Elders and Allies is to dismantle structural racism in all its forms in our community. Because of the unequal impact of our state's tax policies on people of color, we have joined a coalition for economic justice, which seeks to address such inequities called Invest in Our New York, also known as IOU. The state tax code is one of the most powerful tools for shaping the economy, but too often it has been used to divide us because it has advantaged the wealthy and large corporations while Rochesterians have suffered. IOU reckons. For example, in New York State, childhood poverty and affects nearly 30% of children of color, with Black children more than twice as likely to live in poverty compared to their non-Hispanic white peers. In census estimates of child poverty released last month, Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo came first, fifth, and eighth among all the large cities in the nation. Knowing that the federal poverty threshold is an inadequate measure, we can assume that it's actually a majority of children in our city whose parents or families are unable to make ends meet. How do we tolerate such a situation? What does it say about our priorities? It's unconscionable in a state with 139 billionaires, children living in poverty face lifelong consequences on their health, education, and quality of life. They are 17% more likely to have asthma, twice as likely to be hospitalized, 2.5 times more likely to have lead in their blood. Many experience housing instability and food insecurity as well. Please give our children the resources they need to succeed. Vote for Ione resolution as a very positive step towards that goal.
Matt Seidel is from the Northeast District, and he's followed by Barbara Dietz.
Good evening. So last month in this room, City Council voted on good cause, and some of you here were early champions of that. Some of you came along later on, and I'd like to talk about what I see as another opportunity for leadership that I hope all of you will take advantage of. Last month's week was despicable. I don't care what the stated intentions of the mayor's office were. I think the mayor's office even called this an act of mercy. The end result was that people with hardly anything were left with even less. That's the reality of it. It just was despicable. So part of me has some sympathy for people who might hear about this and they don't necessarily follow the news as much. And they might think to themselves, well, there are shelters out there, right? But the fact is there are. Not all shelters have space. Not all of them are safe. A lot of people in the campus choose to stay in the campus precisely because it would keep better or safer than they're in the shelters. Some people also might think, well, aren't encampments themselves unsafe? Well, that's also false. Encampments are communities that provide essential services for these people, and they arise because the system has failed. We shouldn't be punishing the very victims of the housing crisis by just hurting them even more. That's right. And another thing too is that some people might say, well, if there is a suite, I'm really stretching the limits of my empathy right now, but they might say, well, it's a suite that's, it can't be that bad. But it was about a week ago that in Georgia, an unhoused person was run over by a garbage truck and killed during a sweep. There's no reason something like that couldn't happen in Rochester, especially given that during a sweep, people's, hand warmers, to anything that I want to say. But I just want to say, please stop the sweeps. Whatever you can do legislatively, whatever it needs to do, just please take leadership on this and help these people who are not invaders, they're constituents.
That's right.
Barbara Dietz? Barbara here? Asa Adams? Okay. Asa is from the Northeast District, and he's followed by Oscar Brewer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I guess if everything goes to par, this is probably the last speech I will be making publicly until I decide to make a second decision.
Okay.
Every time in a person's life, things must change. Sometimes you have to ask God. Sometimes you have to go beyond Him. You have to go inside Him. I've been contemplating this issue since August. While I was in Albany yesterday, part of that answer came to truth. I asked a dear friend of mine a question, was I ready? She kind of gave me the answer back, was I ready? I asked my aunt said do what God designed you to do since you was a child. Tonight, most of y'all know what I'm going to say. Some of y'all already had the idea what's going to happen in the first place. I am announcing my candidacy to run for mayor of the city of Rochester. Every now and then, a person must come outside their dream, their admiration, and work for the people. I am going to make the people a promise. And don't be surprised because I'm going to hold on to it, and I dare any person running for public office to do it. I will not take one dime of meritorious salary. That's $200,000 I'm willing to give back to the people.
Yeah.
Now, let's play. So I wish you guys, and I hope that you guys are not like County Legislature when you're running for public office, you can't speak anymore publicly. Now, I don't know, is that part of your chapter? I know it's part of County Legislature. So thank you.
Oscar Brewer. He's from the Northeast District, and he's followed by Maria Gonzalez.
Well, good evening, City Council. Happy New Year's. I don't think I can top that great announcement. But, again, thank you, City Council, Mayor, I respect some of you not here for stepping up so vocally last year for good conservation, right? But I come to myself, and welcome back, Oscar, to the City of Rochester. My God, it's been 3 years due to a predatory eviction. You all know my story, right? But that's not why I'm here tonight. I'm here tonight standing for our unhoused brothers and sisters that this so-called mayor is sweeping. Let's remind you the definition of the word sweep. I sweep the floor when I got garbage, yes? Yes? These are human beings we're talking about. So I am here as a grateful former homeless man, celebrating 8 years clean next week. I'm demanding City Council, I'm not asking you, I'm demanding all 9 of you, the ones that are not even here passing notes, to demand Malik Evans right now to cease all sweeps on homeless encampment. Thank you, RPD. Normally I don't do this. But thank you, RPD, because I heard through the grapevine you guys didn't want to be out there sweeping the homeless people. What does that tell you? That our police officers have a different job. They have other jobs to do. I'll take you back to Loomis Street. I was there. Councilmember Kim Smith was there. I saw the tears of our brothers and sisters. I was there years ago with Sister Grace when lovely Warren had my brothers and sisters swept. Please, please, Councilmember Lightfoot, I saw you a couple weeks ago, Northeast District. Lady of buildings are open. Brand new boards on them. City Council, reach out to us, work with us, okay? Rochester Grand Pass Resistance is in the house tonight, yes? Reach out to us, we got solutions, okay guys? Work with us like we did with good cause, we got the solutions. Please, I'm begging you. Not one more homeless person gets swept. Thank you.
Maria Gonzalez. She's from the East District.
I'm here to talk about,
Can you pull it down, please?
it's, for every community, okay? Not only for people, for Clinton sections, for Lyle, and other sections, even Genesee Street, Sawyer, they're having a lot of crimes over there, and it's not taken care of. I'm here especially for Mary Lucas. You're not taking care of your area, and you're running for mayor. Take care of your area first, and then you see the community that will vote for you for mayor. You're not taking care of all the people. Be into a justice thing that you have to be humble. Feel what we feel, okay? We have to go in the nighttime, go to bed. We have to see all those people running around, shooting, okay? And it's not even taking care of that. So you have to feel what we feel. For us, order for you to go for you. Take care of the problem. And then run for mayor.
Maria Alfonso. Maria here. Joseph Maxim. Joseph is from the Northeast District. He's followed by Malik Muhammad.
Good evening, City Council. Under the New York State Constitution, you are required to house everybody. My question to you is, why aren't you doing it? You need to step up and do your job. Please stop me. Homeless encampment, please. Step up and do your job. This is what you get paid for, out of our tax dollars.
Malik Muhammad is Malik here? Ingrid Phillips is from the Northeast District.
In July 2024, my suspicion confirmed when our attorney found out they overcharged me $900. My account was placed on hold while they conduct an investigation. July, August, September, October, each time I called for an update, no one had an answer for me. The sad part, I was fearing that my life would be disconnected. During the investigation, I received countless disconnection notice. Finally, in November, they said I have to pay the $900 because they couldn't find any overcharge. They asked me to pay $457 and the balance would be placed on a payment plan. I didn't have the cash, and from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, I was pleading my case. Finally, they asked me to pay $57.80 to avoid disconnection. I was told they cannot accept my meter reading because of the smart meter. During this time, I asked to allow me to send the meter reading because the reading weren't correct. After many countless fears, RG told me that they wouldn't accept my reading. I said, can I remove the meter? They said, in order to remove the meter, I would have to pay $11 every month. No one listens every time. Right now, I have a payment plan of $1,500, and I still have to. I just cannot keep up with the bills. I am asking for the CEO, invite the CEO to ask questions. Why we cannot regulate the bills? Why customer service are so rude, and we are facing countless fear of our. Thank you very much.
David Sutton is from the East District, followed by Marianne Cole.
Good evening, I'm Dave Sutton, I live on Kansas Street, and I've been here many times, you all, and usually I'm here talking about solutions to something, and I plan to do that, housing, the encampment suites, the Verona Animal Shelter, and as I started processing that, and I started thinking about what I wanted to talk about tonight, I changed my mind. I want to talk about politics. Because what I see before me is kind of disgusting. The ruling Democratic Party schedules not one, but 2 legislative committee meetings to decide who's going to run for office this year on the night of Speaker Council. So that folks who are running for office again, or who run the legislative committees, are not going to be here. Yeah, I know there's notes and all that. It's not the same. And that shows the content for us, citizens. So, I changed my mind about solutions. I got some. I know you know that. And I know some of you have seen some of my solutions at my campaign website, because I'm running for one of these seats at DavidChange.org. And there's stuff up there right now about the encampments, about homelessness, about housing, about genocide, and there's going to be tons of other stuff. You guys know that, and you are welcome to take all of them and actually do them correctly this time. And I know, I hear it, I get it. I've been in meetings where we're not going to put up legislation until we know everybody's on board. We're not going to do it until I know the mayor's going to sign it. But look, if you put up legislation and the president won't let it come out of committee, he's got to tell the media why. And if you all vote and pass something and the mayor won't do it, he's got to go in front of the media and say why. Why I'm going to keep doing these encampment suites. And why I'm not going to house people. That's politics. You're choosing to participate in it. You don't have to. Do what you're supposed to do the right thing. They can change that.
Marianne Cole. Marianne is from the East District, followed by Laura Becker.
Good evening, council members. I wrote this in February of 2024, and it was published on Nextdoor. It says, "Thank you, City of Rochester, for changing out perfectly agreeable yellow spectrum street lamp bulbs for the high industrial glass gray ones, white. By increments, our enjoyment of our surroundings is destroyed by these types of lights, which also disrupt the natural cycles of our valued songbirds and pollinators. It's been a long time since I could enjoy the natural darkness of my backyard. Now I am sentenced to having a searchlight illuminate my front yard, porch, and front bedrooms also. I've pretty much given up hope of ever enjoying the night sky, like in bucks of flowers and moonlight, thanks to the incomprehensible light that has taken shape all around me over the decades. Here are additional notes. My property on Jersey Street is registered with National Wildlife Federation as a backyard wildlife habitat. While I can hang black curtains or hide under the bed, my creatures cannot. Moreover, it has not escaped my notice that the city makes every effort to maintain the original aesthetics of the more desirable neighborhoods, specifically the Linton Road side of Cox Hill Park and Browncroft. While their streets have the original park-like bases, the lamp bases, the streets in our mid-level neighborhood sacrificed these treasures in the mid-1980s, the argument being that they were too costly to maintain. These lovely original lamps are the height of a porch roof. The abominations that replace them are the height of our bedroom windows. Good night, and thank you very respectfully.
Laura Becker is from the South District, is followed by Liz Brown.
Good evening, can you hear me? Thank you for having me tonight. I came here to talk about the infection suites and homelessness in Rochester. I know that between 2023 and 2024, we saw a huge increase in homelessness in Rochester. I said over half of those homeless reported that they are Black. I also know that nationwide, almost half of the homeless population are disabled. 50% of homeless women and children are fleeing domestic violence, and 1 in 4 LGBTQIA youth have reported homelessness or housing instability. So what I want to point out here is that homelessness is very much a systemic issue, and this is the acknowledge that. Before some of the coldest days this past December, just before the holidays, I know Mayor Adams issued us with a homeless encampment. I see that he says it's for a good reason, so you get people into shelters. However, as somebody said before me, a lot of those shelters aren't safe, not accessible. And every one of those people chose not to go. The answer is not and never will be force. We need systemic change. Right now, on a local level, I'm going to talk about things that we can do that I'd like to see done. First of all, I want to see us stop the sweeps of homeless encampments, period. We need to add more support for our existing shelters and ensure they are both safe and accessible. We need to fund more accessible, no barrier shelters, because everybody, no matter what, deserves to have shelter. That's right. Especially now since we are in a climate crisis. I shouldn't feel grateful to have a roof over my head. Additionally, I'd like to see more funding added to social services, with more tenant protections and rent control, more accessible and affordable housing, and frankly, reduce funding to the RPD. We know they damage our communities. I want that fund to go to services that will help people get out of poverty.
Liz Brown is followed, she's from the South District, and she's followed by Maggie King.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight about the proposed resolution for the investment in North Hampton State Mansion. On behalf of the Racial Justice Group, Relatives and Allies, we be the people's project. We believe that budget justice is racial justice, because the huge imbalance in wealth and tax policy in our state falls heaviest on black and brown residents. Elders and allies calls on you to lend your influence by supporting the resolution taxing the richest New Yorkers and the most profitable corporations pay for the investments our city needs. 500 cities already consider such a resolution. Albany has already passed theirs. With the wealth in our state, we can well afford to meet the needs for education, child care, housing, and more. We invest in our New York campaign as an opportunity to support a more equitable tax code and help produce an economy that works for all Rochesterians. We need your help in getting this suite of 5 bills over the finish line this year. The resolution supporting Ione would send a powerful message to your state counterparts that you stand with the people to keep our city and state running. Bus drivers, teachers, restaurant employees, sanitation, child care, health care, public workers. Let our state representatives know that we in Rochester have their backs when they vote to prioritize the hardworking people that you and they represent. It's time to ensure that the most profitable corporations and wealthiest New Yorkers pay their fair share of taxes. Please pass a resolution showing our state reps that you stand with us and the residents who rely on your leadership.
Maggie Kane from the East District, followed by Michael Lohr.
Hello. I have been speaking to City Council really for 4 years. I've missed one Thursday in the last 4 years. And once again, under the leadership of Mayor Evans, the shelter has not improved, it's actually only gotten worse. There's no full-time vets still. There's not enough people to answer the phone. People text me, Voices of a Rhoda Street, that's an advocacy group to make changes, asking why I'm not answering the phone. Okay? I don't run the place, and the person who's running the place doesn't seem to be making improvements. I have met many of you, worked with you, tried to make a difference. The one person who refuses to meet with us is Mayor Evans. He sends his minion Shirley Green to do his dirty work, and she doesn't know what she's doing. So I have sent email after email to Mayor Evans, to his staff, and no one ever replies. What's so disheartening to me is that I have lived in this city for 32 years, I am a taxpayer, and I deserve to meet with the mayor about this issue. Why is he afraid to meet with us? I don't understand. Because the people that he has meeting with us, and I'm not talking about you, City Council, are the people like Shirley Green, who knows nothing about him. And I'm just honestly, I'm disappointed. I campaigned for him, I voted for him, but I will not be making that mistake again.
Michael Lohr. Robert Sandron. From the East District, followed by Lori Cash.
I'm addressing the city's move from employing amber lighting for our streets to intrusive and glaring white light. The article Light Pollution and its impact on healthcare, and wildlife appears in the current edition of the Science Journal of Environmental Science. The authors state, artificial lighting, ALM, is exponentially increasing as several studies highlight detrimental effects on both humans and wildlife, including their reproductive and metabolic systems, cancer risk, and mental health. They explain for millions of years, life cycles have been constant, daily, lunar, and yearly life cycles. These have regulated the activities of organisms from the timing of reproduction to daily activities, such as when to search for food and when to rest. The intention of artificial light and its increased use has changed that. Artificial light is the lighting of the night, both indoors and outdoors. This is eroding natural life cycles and threatening the natural rhythms of both humans and other organisms. During the last century, the use of artificial light at night has increased exponentially, and the use is expected to further increase in parallel with global human population growth. The article, Light Pollution and its Impact on Human Health and Wildlife, is a meta-analysis of 7 studies on ALPN, appeared in the Science Journal of Environmental Health and Preventive Medicine. Its authors state, our findings suggest that outdoor and indoor ALAN exposures are associated with increased risk of depression. These results underscore the importance of considering outdoor and indoor ALAN in public health strategies in reducing depression risk. The environmental science journals are littered with such research. The Center for Disease Control estimates in May 2024 that approximately 35% of the population experiences I urge you to house the homeless and not to disperse their encampments.
Lori Cash from the East District, followed by Herman Spencer.
Thank you for having me here. My name is Lori Cash, and we are losing the night sky and the magic of the stars and ultimately the mystery of life and night. If you see that I see that you are installing harsh LED white light. I don't like those lights. Penetrates the city. There's been a movement on the West Coast to preserve night skies from stray scare light that affects our circadian rhythms as well as the creatures that inhabit the earth. We need amber light. We need our darkness. And this is showing you an example here. I have traveled far and wide, and we are struck. I'm struck by the decision of Flagstaff, Arizona, parts of San Jose, California, Sedona, Arizona, to preserve the night. I am including here a resource for alternatives to these harsh lights. Humans and creatures were not meant to be bombarded by light 24/7. Studies have shown that actually amber light reduces crime significantly more than bright light, and the effects on human beings is significant. If their natural circadian rhythms are preserved, what is more? I don't have my glasses. When I was a child, I could look up in the city street and see the Milky Way. Sadly, no more. What does that do to us as human beings, as the creatures who have the ability to reflect? In the blackout of 2008, I gathered a blanket and went to my lawn for a rare sight, the stars and night, pure night. The city never asked us, as taxpayers, our thoughts on this new lighting situation. Never solicited our input. I am pasting in to this letter about the Dark Skies Coalition. I ask that you consider further the effects of lights that are being installed in the city of Rochester and ask the citizens what we're doing. And this is what we're going through. And this is a shielded light.
Your time is up. Herman Spencer is from the South District.
I sympathize with everyone here. I understand everyone has issues, we all are going through. And I just, moving my testimony, my name is Herman Spencer, in 1904. And I want to talk about business in a way. As I've been here, I work in the prisons. I teach the prisons, I educate men who are trying to get back on track and get back into civilization. I also work with children. I teach them as well. But also I see the working people here every day just trying to make it. And the joy is so low here that they need inspiration and motivation, right? I think we deal with problems. And the reason that I'm here today is because I want to introduce a project that I call Voices of the Community. And what it is an interactive one-to-one series of poetry and events designed to foster community connection, celebrate cultural diversity, and support collective upliftment, right? Featuring poetry, live music, storytelling, visual art displays, community resource sharing, and refreshments. Each event will provide an inclusive platform for community members to express themselves, connect with each other, and access essential resources to ensure a safe, welcome environment for all attendees. We will implement security measures that support a positive atmosphere while protecting the well-being of participants and staff. And the project goals and objectives is this: foster community connection, highlight cultural relevance and creativity, support community upliftment and access to resources, promote empowerment and transformation, ensure participant safety and security. Simple. We need that. We need people to be inspired. Even the working people every day that works in the prison, it's helping people. People's not here fighting on the lines. The community health workers need something that's going to keep them motivated and inspire them to keep on living. Support that. I know we got a lot of other issues, but that'll help too, right? Something positive. Thank you.
It's from the East District, followed by Marcus D. Williams.
Hello everyone, my name is Nikki and I live in the South Ledge. People do not choose to be homeless. They do choose to sleep outside instead of in the shelters. When I ask people who are houseless why they do not want to go to a shelter, it's because they are not allowed, because they've been sanctioned by the county. Monroe County has an egregious sanction rate. At one point was higher than New York City's. Because they're worried their things will be stolen because there's no proper way to store them at these shelters. They're worried that they'll get bed bugs because they're gross. They're worried that they'll be split up from their partner because they're not married, so they're not allowed to room together. They're worried because they have an emotional support animal and the shelters don't allow animals. They can't afford to go in the shelters because unless your income is below a certain threshold, you have to pay to stay in the shelters. Or they're LGBTQ and worried they're going to get hate crimes by either the staff or the residents at the shelters because none of them are LGBTQ safe. Or they're worried they won't be given their medication. I spoke to a man 2 nights ago who said that his medication was taken from him when he came into the shelter and was not given his medication on time.
Wow.
Nobody feels good about seeing tents outside. But the solution is not to sweep them under the rug like dirt. The solution is housing, is more housing, mental health support, funding DHS and shelters. People who are houseless deserve to have the agency over where they sleep, eat, and take their medication. They are not dirt. They are not animals. They are human beings. Please stop the sweeps. Stop taking people's things and allow people to make a choice with dignity where it is best for them to sleep at night.
That's right.
Please. Thank you.
Marcus D. Williams from the South District.
Alright, short people promise. We have 4 seconds. Hello everybody, my name is Marcus T. Williams. I'm here tonight to talk about an issue that I talk about too. It's the crime. You know, we see the crime spreading to the nicer neighborhoods. All of the people on the Oxford Park Ave area, they got all their windows busted out. Now it's all over the news. I don't know how they feel about it. Maybe they'll vote differently this time. But my reason for coming here and talking is to ask you yet again to publicly advocate against the horrible laws that are encouraging this massive increase in crime. It's not like we don't see it every day, but for some reason, people that are Democrats are unwilling to stand up against other people that are in their party against the legislation that they have passed, like bill reform, less is more, and raise the age, which are allowing this type of crime to go on. It's serious. Almost all of these people are repeat offenders that are committing these crimes out throughout our communities, not just the break-ins. I'm talking about the home invasions, which you guys told me that wasn't happening, and then the ATM said, oh, guess what, we busted a home invasion ring. You know, this type of stuff is really very serious. People don't feel safe to go outside, and I implore you guys, please stand up for us publicly, do press conferences, to hold our state level people accountable for what they're doing, because you're supposed to be our advocates to the next level of government. That's what I'm asking you. That's what you guys should be doing. I can't tell you what to do, but I can encourage you in a positive manner. I know you guys can't do a lot yourselves because of your positions, and some people are scared to flex their legislative muscles as a legislative body for a municipality. But that is one thing that you can do. Advocate publicly and put them on blast on the television. Because nobody's calling them out. All of these people here, they're speaking about all types of different issues that have nothing to do with the city. You know why? Because nobody's telling them who they should focus their ire on. And that is something that we need. Thank you guys for allowing me to speak. You guys be blessed and be well.
Kevin Larker is from the town of Webster.
It is uncanny the amount of chaos that you all tolerate in your election districts. My goodness. Who is your allegiance to? Is it to the Panhellenic Council and the 9 fraternities that you're a part of? Is it to the mayor of the central bank? Or is it to the people? You have an allegiance to the Constitution. You swore an oath on the Constitution to uphold it. And what we need from you is advocacy in election districts 16 through 29 that are consolidated under the Senate offices in Monroe County. These, nothing short of huge reform in the city of innovation, of ingenuity and invention, nothing short of whole-scale reform to this city charter is going to give the people equal representation. The people are so underrepresented in the city of Rochester, it's shocking. It's truly astonishing to me what a failure this structure of a city charter is. We need to go back to the city charter. We need to give representation to election districts 16 through 29, give people a vote. Right now, the Rochester City School Board is over there trafficking children, $33,000 a piece, making a huge profit. $1 billion cannot fix the missing seats. Once we get those seats back, and there's 4 Board of Education seats, they can hire a superintendent. And we can, this whole failure is because the Panhellenic Council, the Council of the Divine Nine, by the way, how dare they call themselves that? This is a huge failure by the Panhellenic Council, the Council of the Divine Nine, the legislators, the senators, the city councilors. It's not just you, it's a big group effort. For 190 years, this city has absolutely failed at managing these election districts properly. You lock the doors, you make it miserable for citizens to get involved, you hide, you lie. We need serious reform in these election districts. It's going to take everybody, the whole county, the whole city, just look at the difference between the 19th Ward and the town of Brighton. The difference is huge. There's so much more represented in the town of Brighton than for the 19th Ward, for starters. My goodness.
Sarah Abel. Jalil Montequin.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. My name is Jalil Montequin.